Hi there folks, welcome back to another video. This is Don at Affordable Desert Living. So there are a few rules I decided early on about this house. I will not finish something as important as plumbing without guidance. So lucky for me, I was doing a search online and came across Tim Carter out of New Hampshire. And Tim has had a lot of experience. And also, Tim is a licensed professional in this field. And he has his own YouTube channel called Ask the Builder. So with his consultation service, he guides you, the newbie or the DIY guy, in my case, to do things correctly.
Hi Don, how you doing? Thanks so very much for inviting me to help you on this video. And I'm talking to you on speakerphone because I need to have my hands kind of free to do a few things. And I just wanted to let you know I've been a master plumber for almost 40 years. I was a custom home builder in Cincinnati, Ohio. Did a lot of custom remodeling too. And of course, I'm the Ask the Builder guy online. I do a nationally syndicated newspaper column, got the Ask the Builder website, and of course the Ask the Builder YouTube channel that you pointed out.
Hey Tim, I'm calling you from the trenches, literally. So first off, no reptiles around, that's a good thing. So here's the story, Tim. I've got to get this plumbing done because I've literally got a pier. I mean, it's a corner pier for my whole home, and it's just exposed to erosion and everything.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about that trench. It's really important. We need to get your building drain turned up and out of the soil as soon as possible so that we can backfill that trench. You really don't want to have those things erode. You're okay for right now, but I think if you have another couple of heavy rains, you could be in trouble.
So Tim, I wanted to check in with you first of all. I know that for my sewer line, I'm running it 1/4 inch per foot. And everything I've read, that standard will work okay.
1/4 inch per foot is a really good slope. So that is a 2% grade. And 1% would be 1/8 of an inch per foot. And the reason you don't want to go much more than that is because you never want the liquids to outrun the solids. So if that happens and the solids get left behind in the pipe, then it can cause clogs.
Okay, cool. So what I've done is I found a hack online, which is essentially you attach a 1-inch wooden block, I'll show you here, to a 4-foot level, okay? As in 1/4 inch per foot times 4 is 1 inch.
All right, so they make really cool levels like this, and I actually think your level's got it, where on the vial, it's actually got 2 different markings, and one of them is for 1% and one's for 2%, clearly marked. You can see that there. So if you don't want to attach the wood block, you can get one of these levels, and it will really help you a lot.
Okay, cool. So I'm just going to take a little bit of time and clean all these PVC pieces up with a bit of water. And I'm only cleaning up where the joints come together. That's really all I care about. So this piece is called a stub out, and it's coming out of the septic tank. So I could have put all these together and glued them piece by piece by piece, but I thought it'd be easier just to glue the whole section with all of its parts as one unit and then fit the whole thing onto the rest of the PVC sewer setup.
Don, it's okay to glue one fitting and some pipe together to make an extension like you did, but I would never do more than one because the problem that you can have, I'll kind of illustrate it, is you could, if you want this fitting to be aligned like this and you're not careful, and the one behind it could be a little twisted. So it's really hard to do more than one fitting, and it's very, very dangerous actually. So only do one at a time.
It's interesting. I was talking to a construction guy in the hardware store, and he says, no, we don't even use purple primer anymore. So I found that interesting, but I'm going to use it.
Purple primer, I'll never forget the first time I saw purple primer used. Boy, it was a long time ago, back in the late 1970s. That's probably when it was introduced. The reason it was introduced is because plumbing inspectors, when you use the purple primer, they knew that you had primed the pipe. The trouble with it is it's so messy. It gets on it's indelible. If you get that on your clothes, they're ruined. They're going to be purple forever. I'll never forget the first job. It was a remodeling job, and this old Irish plumber was using it. He was kind of a slob, and he was down in the basement, and he's swishing it around and not paying attention, and he gets a bunch of drops on this woman's brand new white porcelain washing machine, and it would not come out. And the remodeling contractor had to buy this woman a new washing machine. So I would use the clear primer. Clear primers are great, but check with your inspector first. Make sure that if they want to have the purple primer and they want to see the primer, then you're going to have to use it, but just be careful with it. But I always use the clear primer, and I swish it around outside beyond the lettering and kind of smear the lettering so that the inspector can tell that I use the primer.
Oops, already getting purple primer all over my pipe here. Good thing this is all going to be buried, so it doesn't matter if it's a little not very neat. I haven't done this for years, so. All right, now we're ready for the glue. Make sure that's all done in there well. A little bit of glue on this piece as well. Now we're going to pop her in. Really firmly, and then we'll rotate her a quarter. So I'll rotate it this way. There we go. Now I'll push it in and rotate it.
Ys are really good fittings, Don. They're fantastic. They're really the recommended filling. It's the best practice for any time you have a branch underground where one pipe, where one drainage flow flows into another. In fact, if you look at a Y, it looks a lot how Mother Nature does rivers and streams. In other words, you'll almost never see Mother Nature have one river come into another one just at a 90-degree angle. It doesn't work that way. Mother Nature does it this way. You'll almost always see a stream come into one and just kind of come in at an angle. So let's always copy what Mother Nature does. And this is the way Ys work. This is the flow of the water in the system. And of course, in this system, the branch comes in and it has this nice, gentle 45-degree bend. That's why you want to use a Y. Simple as that. And never, ever, ever use one of these underground. Never use a T underground. Bad, bad idea. Bad.
I do the inside first, like a lot of plumbers do. Push her on. And turn her down to where she's supposed to go. And hold it for 30 seconds.
I I didn't see you use one, but it's really important. When you go to glue fittings, like if you're gluing a 90 into position and you've got, here's the pipe coming towards the camera, you got to make sure that the top of here is level. You have to make it level. It can't be tilted one way or the other. So I always have a torpedo level, one of those little small levels, and as I'm gluing it, I've got the level here, and I twist it into position and make sure that these hubs are level. It's really, really important.
Okay, for this cleanout pipe, it just needs to be above the surface of the ground, like butter, as they say. Okay, ready to pop in. Got this famous tool here. It's supposed to help somehow. That is, if I turn it the right way. Yeah, that works great. First time to use this cobalt strap wrench. Not very expensive, and does this thing. I like it. Okay, I already have this cool cap that you unscrew, and now you can access the pipe like so. I'm going to put it on. I just a little worried that there might be a bird species decide to go down in there for whatever reason. No birds allowed. Well, there anyway. They're allowed in my yard. Okay, we got our next piece. It's 10 feet of 4-inch PVC ready to be put in place. And the nice thing is, last year I dug this all out and made sure the incline of this dirt was 1/4 inch per foot. And so sure enough, our level says it's still that way. All right, let's put her together. Hope it's good.
I would recommend, Don, that you don't use that strap wrench. It takes too much time. You don't have that kind of time to do it.
Well, in a perfect world, I would have had just enough PVC pipe to go all the way to the house. But as it turned out, I was about 20 inches too short. So I come up with this idea. Add a couple more cleanouts. So that's what I chose to do. I couldn't put cleanouts close to the house because there's going to be a porch there at some point. So this is where I chose to put them. So we will let this cure just a little bit, and then we'll put the other piece on. The elbow and the angle of these two pieces of pipe made it difficult to glue. As a matter of fact, the glue job I did popped apart, so I had to redo it.
you can't be applying pressure to that glued joint after the fact. You know, it welds itself, and you could be actually breaking the welds when you do that. You have to get that pipe in and twist it in position right away. You cannot be using that strap wrench to try to adjust it 10 seconds or 30 seconds or 40 seconds later. But with 4-inch pipe, a second and a half maybe is all you have. So you either have to have a helper, or you, as you found out, you have to have the pipe braced so that you can put the fitting on and twist it. And when you put it on, you need to twist it. But with 4-inch pipe, you can maybe only twist it a half of an inch.
Yeah, I think I should do a book, 101 Uses for Cinder Blocks. What do you think? Okay, this string is actually hanging down through a drilled hole as to exactly where the flush is going to go. Now, it just gives me a general idea, and that's all I need for now, is to get that pipe over there close to where it's going to go, and then I can fine-tune exactly where the pipe should be a bit later. I hope this will work, because I'd prefer not to have to put one more joint in this sewer pipe. So let's give it a go. Beautiful, everything stayed together, no joints separated or anything, and this guy is right where he's supposed to be, lined up with under the house where the toilet is going to come down.
Don, as you well know, the next step is you've got to get that 3x4 or 4x3 90 installed. Remember, so it's a sweep 90, it's a long radius 90, all right, long radius, and in the trench it's going to be 4 inches, and when it turns up it automatically reduces and the top will be 3 inches. Now here's what's really important, all right? Don't forget to do this. Use a torpedo level. Make sure that when you glue that 90 on, all right, make sure that that is level, the top of that hub. It's so important. We've got to make sure that that 90 is pointing straight up. If you don't do that, you're going to have really, really big problems. I also wanted to remind all of your followers that I'm happy to help you on your projects. I'm happy to help you get your plumbing permits. I do 15-minute consult phone calls. You can go to my drawplumbingplans.com website, and I can help you there get your permit. I can draw your riser diagram. So I look forward to the next video, Don. We've got a lot of work still left to do, and I'm going to help you make sure that your plumbing is installed correctly so that you don't have any clogs long term. Really, really important. All right, get to work, buddy.
Excellent. And thanks so much, Tim, for all the advice you gave me on laying this sewer line for my home. Much appreciated. And I don't know about you folks, but there's no way I could afford to have a licensed plumber come on site here and actually do all of this work. Way too expensive. So this way it was totally affordable, and I got to be hands-on and doing the whole job. So if you need some advice for your own projects, you're welcome to contact Tim. I'll leave all of his information in the video description below. So if you're curious about how the rest of this building is going to get all of its plumbing put in and all the further construction it needs, you might want to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That'll let you know when my next video has been posted, and give things a thumbs up. So appreciate you watching. See you on the next video.